Hello, my name is John Fowler, and today I will be presenting on Harley Davidson motorcycles. So, a little history on Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson was first founded in 1901 when William A. Davidson and William Harley were in the shop together just hanging out, and William decided that he wanted to sketch an engine for a pedal bicycle, and this pedal bicycle is what we now think of as a motorcycle. So in 1903, an American manufacturer was born with their first factory. They had a lot of tough times and a lot of good times. World War I was actually a big part for them because it was the first time that a motorcycle was used by the military, by the U.S. military, and 20,000 of Davidson's motorcycles were sent off to help fight in the war. The Great Depression, that had an economic impact not only on the country but Harley Davidson. They were one of two that actually made it through the Great Depression successfully without going bankrupt, and that is one of the reasons why they're still around today, is because of the hardship that they had to go through to make it. So the Harley Davidson Museum is one of the largest, it actually is the largest motorcycle museum in the country, and this is found in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's a $75 million complex that they created just for the history of Harley Davidson. So there's lots of hands-on activities that get the customers involved and make the visitors remember their stay, so that hopefully they purchase Harley Davidson items and maybe even a motorcycle. One of the most interesting aspects of this museum is the engine room, which is literally shaped like an engine, and you're walking through the inside of an engine, and it's almost like a simulation, and there's pistons that you can move up and down that represent the inside of the engine. So it's really a hands-on learning place that gets you to think about what it is that you're buying. It really makes it unique in a way. So some of the products that they sell, they of course sell their distinct and custom motorcycles, their quality parts and accessories, riding gear and apparel. That goes from helmets to gloves to chaps to anything it is that bikers might consider culture that they're using and wearing while they go out for their ride. They also provide riding experiences, so if you're interested in driving a motorcycle, you can go to a Harley dealership and they'll set you up on a riding experience, take you out, teach you how to drive it. If you should have a permit if you're buying a motorcycle, but they'll run you through all the safety and anything that you need to know to drive that motorcycle. They also have trainings. Again, you can go and train yourself, become a better motorcyclist, and as well as events. Now, these events are hosted mainly by not only Harley Davidson, but they also have many other sponsors, so they can afford to have food at these events and have entertainment. But all the money that they make from those goes back into their outreach and social media and hosting these events to make sure that people are aware of what they're doing and that their products are out there and that they're quality and they want people to buy their products. So that's a big part of it. So like I said, community outreach. Pope Francis, he had a big ceremony that was sponsored by Harley Davidson, and I believe this was in Rome, and thousands of bikers came together inside and out to have their motorcycles blessed by the Pope, as well as them driving. They had a big line of them driving in a row, and the Pope was blessing them as they drove by. I know that in the Thousand Islands, New York, that's northern New York, the local businesses rely on bikers and their culture because it helps. It's a tourist attraction, and everybody on bikes goes to Thousand Islands during the summer, and they're spending money in the bars and they're spending money at the restaurants, and it really impacts the local businesses, and that's why I feel that biker communities make a big difference, and Harley knows this, and that's why they outreach to people and create these events so people can have positive experiences through the motorcycle known as Harley Davidson. So this kind of stuck out to me. The current CMO of Harley Davidson, he said there's a difference between car buyers and motorcycle buyers. And I thought to myself, what does that mean? So car buyers, they need to get from destination A to destination B. Like, they're all about destination, and that's why I said destination driving. Whereas freedom driving, this is your motorcycle buyer. He's wanting to go out on the road and drive something different. He doesn't want a car. He wants to go for a ride down the block, a ride on to the beach, a ride to Maine. He wants to go and he wants to be free, and that's one of the things that a motorcycle does, is gets you out there in the open wind. And it's hard to explain if you've never been on a motorcycle, but it's a pretty thrilling ride that is memorable for a lifetime. And that makes sense why Harley Davidson has created this culture through motorcycles and motorcyclists who are all sharing the same passion for one thing. So I told you a little bit on the history. I told you a little bit on the services that they provide and the products that they sell and provide, and the community outreach that they have. And it's really, there's probably thousands of papers on the economic achievements of Harley Davidson, and I think I pointed out the most important. And lastly, I just want to touch on their beliefs. So the rebel spirit in all of us, unity, individually, and personal freedom. This pretty much defines who Harley Davidson is and what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And I feel as though Harley Davidson is an excellent motorcycle, and everyone should have one if economically possible. Thank you.